it's Aminda again from Peace of Mind. Thanks for coming again tonight, watching another video. Please like and share. I want to make sure I reach out to everyone, so that would be fantastic. So I've had a chat to someone recently that has looked at my videos and brought something to my attention, so I thought I'd better share it with you all. It was quite interesting because they brought me onto a topic where maybe I'm still suffering a bit of this, and it's called imposter syndrome. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of it before. I have heard of it, but to be honest with you, it's nothing really that I've researched and explored. And the comment they said made me really think about it, and I wanted to share with you guys today that even though I may not be a professional, and the fact that I'm not a counsellor, I'm not a clinician, I'm not a medical professional, I do work in the sector of mental health. And what she said was quite an opener for me, because she said to me that I should be proud of what I've done in mental health, that I've worked in the sector for so many years, and that I should really recognise what I've done in regards to my professional work. So I just wanted to share with you guys, even though I might not be technically a professional, I guess I am kind of, because I've worked in mental health for over 10 years. I worked in advocacy, I worked in supporting people through the legal route in mental health, and then I was a peer support worker, which I'm not sure if everyone understands what a peer support worker is, but when you're a peer support worker, you do like one-on-one sessions, and in those sessions there's a lot of talking. Peer support workers are normally from lived experience, which I am, and we have a lot of understanding of what people are going through when they are really low and on their journey to recovery, and being aware that some things take time and some journeys are really long, like I've said before. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that I do work in the sector, and now I'm currently managing a team of peers, and with peer support you help people with stabilisation and doing a lot of signposting and making sure people keep safe. So today's topic I decided to do was imposter syndrome, purely because I think that maybe this is still something that I'm on my own little journey with. So what is imposter syndrome? Obviously I've written some notes from this. So imposter syndrome is when you doubt your accomplishments and have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud despite evidence of success. So normally someone reading up on this, normally someone with imposter syndrome is uncomfortable with praise. They can tend to be overworking, self-sabotage. They are comparing themselves to others all the time, hesitation to share ideas, feeling damaged, and to avoid past harm, they may be a bit of a perfectionist and hard on oneself. So that was really interesting for me, because thinking about how I may have an element of this going on is that I am very, I can be very uncomfortable with praise, and I've been known to go into any type of if I've had a sort of, I guess you call it a job peer review or a supervision, is that I think I'm a lot better now, but I used to go in and really, I guess when the person was interviewing me, I would constantly talk about what I had to do better. And I remember one of my managers at the time saying to me that they felt like they didn't need to say anything to me because I was so self-critical of myself that they didn't need to do it, even though they felt that I was doing a really good job. So I found that really interesting when I was looking up imposter syndrome. Overworking, I have to really put boundaries in. That's something I've really worked with over the years, and especially because I'm in mental health, trying to avoid burnout, having boundaries. That's something I can do, is overwork. Self-sabotage is when, I guess I don't really do this in the work environment, but I know I have done it in past relationships that I've had, whether it's with a boyfriend or a friend, where I self-sabotage that relationship because I'm scared of it maybe being good. I don't know, but I think that is an element that I can relate to in the past, maybe not so much now. Comparing self to others, well, I know I constantly do that, and usually that person will be someone that's way above where I'm at, and they might be a mentor, but I will always compare myself, so I'm a bit of a perfectionist in that way. And hesitation to share ideas, because you think, oh, this idea is going to be awful, everyone's going to think it's stupid. So I relate to that as well. I mean, I've been thinking about doing these videos for a long time, but I've just been really scared. So I really appreciate everyone that watches this, because this is a big step for me to be really raw and really share things with you guys. And I hope that it encourages any of you to pursue your dreams and what you want to do. I mean, I don't get paid for this. This is my passion. So so I just wanted to really share that obviously in my day job I am still supporting others, and but I'm not a counsellor. So they talk about how you can kind of heal imposter syndrome. Obviously there's the therapy route, which is great when it's that time and you need to seek therapy. The one thing I can say from my own experience though is that you don't always click with every therapist you have. So just be really mindful that if it feels like it's not working for you, maybe that therapist isn't right for you. But it's not to say that therapist isn't any good, because I've experienced it in the past where they've been really wonderful therapists, know what they're doing, but I just wasn't getting there with them. I wasn't getting the next step, getting any further. And I went through quite a lot of therapists before I really found one that really worked for me. And it clicked, and I was lucky enough to be able to see this therapy over a few years. It might have been 3 years, but I'd done therapy in total probably for a good 7 years. I feel therapy is really good, and I feel it's something that is never to be ashamed of it, because it's about you growing yourself and finding awareness and healing your pain, whatever pain that may be. And that's a good thing, right? And if you have to go back to a therapist once in a while, there's nothing wrong with that either. You've got to also remember, therapy covers lots of things. It covers your own personal problems and issues and barriers and growth. It might be there for relationships. People have couples therapy. That's a really good thing too. Then you can have therapy around your work. There's so many things that they can touch on. And I believe that it's not a negative to go to therapy. It's about you growing yourself and who you are. Then I also think there's also the sharing and talking part that heals this type of imposter syndrome as well. And that is, I guess, talking to others, whether they're friends or maybe even a peer support worker. Talking and sharing and processing your feelings can often you can actually find the conclusion yourself and build that awareness of what's actually going on internally. And then the third one, which is awareness again, understand the roots and awareness. Understanding the roots is really important, and that is built on awareness. That's something that you really got to use to stabilize and make those strategies work, is understanding how you work, understanding what works for you, awareness around your triggers and how they make you feel. So I read something that said that traumatic stress can erode self-confidence, to trust oneself, and that it's difficult to internalize success belief one is not good enough, and that not in all cases, but it can be fueled by trauma. And I think that's really interesting as well, because imposter syndrome can affect everyone. I guess I want to make that clear. It can affect people that, have had, I think everyone has stuff that goes on in their life, but, someone that maybe not as much trauma can affect them. It can affect people that have had severe trauma from different cultures. It can affect everyone in society. But I guess today we're talking more about people that have been through trauma. And I guess I really relate to the bit where it erodes self-confidence and trust in oneself. You got to remember that sometimes with trauma, if you come from anything that's abusive, you're constantly put down and told you should be a certain way, told you're not good enough. And if that has been deep and repeated for so many years, even though you've been through therapy and you've found ways like myself to live a life that you're happy with, you still have that internally, that doubt. And I think that's where awareness really comes into play. So then when you get that doubt and feeling, you need to stop and think, why am I feeling this way? And really look at, why do I feel this way? But then for you to really think about the fact that you are good enough and you are good at what you do and you should be proud of it. So I am proud of where I am today, but I guess with imposter syndrome, you kind of feel like a fraud in some ways. Like, will they see past me? Will they see that I'm not that good? Where actually I've done a lot of things and I've accomplished a lot of things. So today is just something I wanted to put out there, because I know I don't really share what I do in my day job, and I am really good at what I do. So pat on the back for me and pat on the back for you. If you made it this far, comment this emoji, please. So thank you for coming along today. And if you have any recommendations of what type of videos you want me to post, please comment and I will either talk about it. I may, I like to look at resources, write some notes and find out information on it. But thank you again, and I hope to see you in the next video.